Magandang umaga, bayan! It is July 12, 2023, and it is a Wednesday. Welcome to your program Agenda on Cignal TV, One News PH, channels 8 and 250. And thank you to all the Cignal TV subscribers out there. Maraming salamat po sa inyong pagtangkilik. Today, we are going to have a very interesting discussion. But first, allow me to say thank you to PLDT for their home fiber optic internet, as well as for those of you who watch Agenda via Facebook and YouTube. And like we always remind you, if you have an agenda, if you have a subject matter, a topic that is not usually tackled in media, please let us know. If it is viable, if it is something that is relevant or should be given notice, then we will do so. Katulad na lang nung Pangasinan, 100 islands ba yun? Wala na tayong nadidinig na balita dyan. So in the coming weeks, we will take a trip there and we will find out why it's not getting a lot of mainstream media publicity or from the DOT for that matter. Anyway, let's go to our daily starter for today. But before I do that, if you're wondering what we're going to be talking about today, we are going to find out what happened to that very important meeting in Malacanang yesterday at 2 o'clock. So important that it was even in the news, okay? It was on the front page of the Philippine Star, the meeting between poultry and hog raisers of the Philippines meeting with the Secretary of Agriculture and President of the Republic. So let's get on with our daily starter para magkaalaman in a while. From the writer, philosopher Ayn Rand, that's A-Y-N, Ayn Rand, he goes, when the law no longer protects you from the corrupt, but protects the corrupt from you, you know your nation is doomed. Okay, very timely po ang ating daily starter because from the looks of it, okay, many smugglers, many hoarders, etc., now benefit from the protection of the law. Even killers and people who are behind assassinations manage to prolong their excursions by way of using legalese or the law. Okay, so sana po matauhan yung ating mga government officials, legislators, whose attention was being called by Mayor Benji Magalong and other mayors to address corruption, not just corruption, but the prostitution of the law in the Republic. Let's now go to the front page of the Philippine Star for a quick review. The main headline or the headline, front page headline is EU says arbitral ruling on South China Sea is legally binding. Okay. On the 7th anniversary of the international arbitral ruling in The Hague, invalidating China's claim over almost the entire South China Sea, European member countries and their embassies have lauded the landmark decision, which has also reaffirmed the Philippines' maritime entitlements. In other words, sinuportahan taga, okay, according to Belgium, Czechia, Denmark, Germany, Ireland, Greece, Spain, France, Italy, the Netherlands, Poland, Austria, Romania, Slovakia, Finland, and Sweden the arbitral ruling or award is a significant milestone which is legally binding upon the parties to those proceedings. In other words, sumama ka, sumali ka sa proseso, panindigan mo yon at sumunod ka sa naging desisyon. Okay. Now, at the top of the front page, the header, very interesting header, Senate eyes VAT on Netflix, other digital services. Okay, Senator Win Gatchalian has reiterated the position that the government should collect value-added tax on Netflix and other digital services in the same manner that the Philippine government collects VAT from local businesses of the same nature. Mentioned was Viva Max, online streaming facility that pays VAT, and therefore Gatchalian says all of these other foreign live streaming or streaming facilities should be charged likewise. Okay, sana po makausap natin. Gab, please schedule Senator Gatchalian so we can also talk about legal accountability and having a physical presence in the Philippines for social media platforms like Meta. Meanwhile, DOH declares 124,000 nurses jobless or underemployed. There are about 124,000 licensed and registered Filipino nurses who are jobless, underemployed, or are doing non-related work. A lawmaker said recently, citing data from the Department of Health. The DOH should track these nurses down and try to convince a majority of them, according to a lawmaker from Camarines Sur named Congressman Villafuerte. On the other side, for the Barbie fans and the people who want to watch the movie Barbie, MTRCB allows Barbie screening. According to the MTRCB board, they have allowed the screening of the movie Barbie because the controversial 9-dash line that was referred to in the movie by critics, particularly as it was done in Vietnam, is in effect non-existent. There are dots, some dots that is construed to be the 9-dash line, but as far as the MTRCB is concerned, a guni-guni or just childish drawing was being referred to. So, tuloy ang pelikula. Okay. UN declares first week of July world's hottest ever. And if you want physical evidence, then look at the other photo on your screen that shows the water level of Magat Dam down to 165.34 meters na laang. On Friday from 172 last month. The dam's level should not drop to 160 meters to be able to continue its hydroelectric operation. Meanwhile, return to old school calendar may take 3 to 5 years before public, elementary, and high schools can revert to the old school calendar of June to March, according to an official of DepEd, Undersecretary Michael Pua, who is the spokesman, if I am not mistaken. So, yun po, matagal daw aabutin 3 to 5 years. Meanwhile, COMELEC Mals voiding voter list. Buburahin. Pinag-aaralan to totally get rid of ghost voters and multiple registrants. The Commission on Election is seeking the nullification of the National Voters List. COMELEC Chairman George Garcia called on legislators to annul entirely the list of voters, including those staying abroad, as he stressed the need to start from zero in order to improve the current system. Our oldest biometrics record is from 2003. Okay. We can also feature that as a topic in the coming weeks. Okay. Inflation, wage hike, still urgent concerns of Pinoys. According to the survey conducted by Pulse Asia, between June 19 to 23, survey results released July 11 found that 63% of the respondents identified inflation, sobrang taas ng bilihin, as among their top 3 most urgent national concerns. Ayan po. The bottom photo of the Philippine Star shows a photo of Congressman Martin Romualdez, President Bongbong Marcos, First Lady Lisa Araneta Marcos, and PAGCOR Chairman Alejandro Tenco during the unveiling of the new logo of the Philippine Amusement and Gaming Corporation. Bakit? Kailangan ba? Magkano na naman yan? Okay, last but not the least, a suspected contract killer linked to the ambush of photojournalist Rene Joshua Abiad is in police custody. Okay? Yan po yung tungkol sa storya of the photojournalist who was recently ambushed, resulting in the death of a child and wounding of several others. Let's now go to our interview portion, which I was very excited about because magkakaalaman ano ba talaga ang state ng ating agriculture, what is the future like, and what happened in that front page featured supposed to be meeting at Malacanang. Gab Balyari, executive producer, please roll out the Betamax.
President Bongbong Marcos tasked the Customs Bureau to increase its efforts in combating the smuggling of meat and poultry products into the country. In an interview with Radyo 5, United Broiler Raisers Association and Philippine Egg Board Chairman Gregorio San Diego said the President emphasized BOC's role during his meeting with groups of chicken and hog raisers. During the same meeting, poultry farmers and hog raisers also expressed their opposition against the increase of chicken and pork importation. San Diego said it is not needed because broilers and raisers have enough supplies of chicken and pork products for 110 days. How can the government better serve the interests of local producers in the country? Let's discuss on today's agenda.
Engineer Rosendo is the president of the Samahang Industriya ng Agrikultura or SINAG. He is also the chairman of Abonong Party List.
Okay, Engineer Rosendo, welcome again to the program agenda. And I am very curious. There was supposed to be a meeting in Malacanang yesterday at precisely 2 p.m., a meeting between the poultry and hog raisers and President and Secretary of Agriculture, Bongbong Marcos. Anyari?
Yeah, Manong Cito, good morning and of course, magandang umaga sa inyo.
Yes, yung meeting ba kahapon or Monday? Ano ba nangyari doon sa meeting? Engineer?
Yeah, bali diniscuss kasi yung may pick-up meeting kasi yung mga diniscuss doon, yun ang linabas doon sa meeting, no? Of course, yung topic is yung El Niño na problema. I think the President has announced na kukuha hindi sa groundwater kung pwede sa surface water, no? Yung mga kung nakikita natin umuulan, sumosobra, so yun ang tinitingnan na source of water. Yun ang na sabi ng ating Pangulo. And yung isa na pag-usapan din is yung present is yung SEPA, yung cold storage examination facility, no? Na-equate sa ang good news kasi to yung etong Bulacan has a space of 10 hectares, and yung inspection area will be constructed by private sector, free sa government, and ito is walang cost sa government. In the part of government naman, may allocate na ang presidente and ang kongreso na 1 billion for the construction of laboratory and other purposes dun sa side ng government. So ito is dalawang dalawang area na within one area, no? Kasi yung isa kailangan private sector ang mag-construct, yung isa is yung government, no, dahil sa laboratory. And one day before the meeting, I brought out to the president, and sabi niya, oh sige, dapat na yan, groundbreaking na yan, and etong before 20th, yun ang sabi niya. So we are waiting for the feedback from Malacanang kung between these few days kailan ang groundbreaking at MOU dun sa SEPA. So dalawa yung concern, nabanggit naman niya yung sa the other day. So yung iba is yung port hindi masyadong nasabi, no? Pero ang na-mention lang is yung repopulation. Yun ang nabanggit. Yung sa chicken naman, siguro ma-brought out mamaya ni Atty. Inciong kung ano na pag-usapan.
Okay, hindi masyadong napag-usapan yung concerns ng hog raisers except for repopulating the farms, the backyard farms, etc. So this confirms the fact na halos wala tayong repopulation program ever since African swine fever practically wiped out 60 to 70% of the industry.
Yes, hindi napag-usapan kasi yung may batas tayong sinasalang, no, yung livestock and poultry and development fund. Yung tariff of collection from the import will go to the sector of livestock and poultry. Ito is sa tingin natin maganda ito, no, dahil kung maging priority bill ito, this will help the sector dahil yung pondo niyan, yung nakita namin doon sa huling PWG, ang amount is around 30 billion, no? Yung mapupunta sa sector ng livestock and poultry. So yun, we think na maganda yun, and kung magawa ang priority bill ito, makakatulong dun sa sector ng livestock and poultry.
But how is that possible? Paano makakatulong yun, Engineer So? Because, mag-i-impose sila ng tax sa mga importation ng baboy, ng karning baboy, poultry, etc. And that money collected in the form of tax will be dedicated to livestock raisers. Same like with rice, all imported rice are taxed and the money is given to the development of rice farmers. Pero ang problema natin dito, Engineer, the poultry, the livestock are subsidized from source. So kumbaga, kung ano yung mabibili mo sa Vietnam, sa China, or wherever, or Thailand, subsidized by their government yan. So napakamura to begin with. Magbayad man ng tax yung mga importer na yan, yes, makakatulong sa industry, pero kung wala namang bibili ng baboy because walang mabebentahan yung livestock raisers because flooded na ang Philippine market with imported hogs or pork, what's the point? Parang umuo ka lang sa panggagahasa sa'yo.
Yes. Totoo 'yun, Manong. No? Ang inventory almost as of yesterday nasa 74 million kilos yung imported meat, no, dun sa cold storage. And ang tingin naman natin is kung magagawa itong batas na ito, ang inaano kasi natin is itulungan yung mga regional association, no? Yung mga 3 years organization na put up na talaga and nag-aalaga ng baboy. Ito is gagawin natin is bibigay sa association, place it in one place kasi ngayon is tinatamaan yung yung biosecurity na mahina, no? So tinatamaan. So ang inaano natin kung yung association maglagay ng isang place na yung breeder dun ilagay and isolated talaga, at least yung breeder maproteksyonan, no? And ito is yung first dun sa mga member. So yung mga member will just have 5 to 6 months magbebenta. So yun din ang ginagawa kasi ng mga big companies, di ba? Mm-hmm. So ganoon din ang inisip natin para at least mabilis mag-trip up. Ganun siguro ang pwedeng gawin dahil nakikita natin yung mga farm na kung between 3 to 6 months mas hindi masyadong ma-infected, no? Dahil may biosecurity sila. And mabilis lang yung turnaround. So ito is mas mabilis na magawa.
So in concrete measures, engineer, so what did the President actually commit to as Secretary of Agriculture in terms of repopulating backyard raisers or farms, yung dispersal program? Ano ang pinangako na gagawin ng Pangulo?
Wala pang concrete yung sa part ng ating Pangulo dahil hindi masyadong na-discuss doon sa meeting. Pero we think na we will have another meeting siguro concentrate sa hog raiser and we will have an appointment again, Manong Cito.
Okay, let's go for a 2-minute break. Commercial lang, engineer. So, but when we come back, we're inviting Atty. Bong Inciong, who was in the meeting and who represented the poultry. And let's find out what was presented by the producers and what was promised by the government. May nangyari ba or nagkwentuhan lang sila sa Malacanang? We'll be right back here on Agenda.
Aside from importation and smuggling issues, agri-groups are also hoping that President Marcos can also address corruption in the sector. Groups have long called for reforms in the country's anti-smuggling measures amid reports of Agriculture Department authorities allegedly overlooking the entry of smuggled goods. Back in 2021, now former Senator Ping Lacson said that corruption in the DA could threaten not just the country's food security, but also national security. Aside from this, groups are also hoping to hear Marcos's plans for the DA, as the groups claim that the President and concurrent Agriculture Secretary visited the agency's office only thrice in the past year. What sort of concrete plans are these groups looking for? That's another topic for today's agenda.
Attorney Elias Jose Inciong is the president of the United Broiler Raisers Association, a non-stock, non-profit association of small and medium-scale poultry producers. Aside from this, he is also the executive vice president of the group Alianza Agrikultura.
Okay, welcome back, gentlemen. Attorney Bong, magandang umaga. Welcome back to the program agenda.
Magandang umaga po. Sendo, magandang umaga.
Morning.
Okay, kanina nabanggit ni Engineer Kabong that you attended the meeting last Monday pala yun, with the President. Now, could we get actual data or what happened, what was presented, and what was the feedback or solutions promised?
To better understand what happened, we need to know kung ano yung meeting na yun. Yung meeting na yun, it's a culmination of a process in the Philippine Council on Agri-Fisheries. Legally, yung council na yan, diyan nag-i-interface yung private sector and yung government. And before this meeting with the President, may series of meetings within PICA, culminating at least in the Department of Agriculture at the level of Senior Undersecretary Panganiban. Then it na. Inipon doon yung mga pakiusap, mga issues ng iba-ibang sektor. May mga sectoral committees kasi yan sa PICA. Kanya lang, nung nakipag-ugnayan na yung pick-up sa PMS, sa Philippine Management Staff, ni-reduce nila into 5 issues lang. At saka meron lang kami, dalawa kami. I represented the national level and there was another fellow who represented the regional level, si Engineer Hernandez. And we each were given only 15 minutes to discuss so many issues. Pero in fairness to the President, may mga commitments naman siyang ginawa. Ang mga issues na pagkasunduan ng PICAP at saka ng PMS ay tungkol sa El Niño. Pangalawa, yung smuggling, misdeclaration and undervaluation. Pangatlo, yung the need for real-time data. Pang-apat, yung review ng rice tarification law at saka anong mga executive orders na nagbaba ng mga taripa at saka yung mga trade remedies. Then may special concern silang siningit doon tungkol sa abaca industry kasi may malaking kumbaga sakuna na nangyari sa abaca industry. Yun basically ang agenda, yun ang tinalakay doon.
Okay, who set the agenda o yung listahan ng topics? Kasi ang lumabas sa dyaryo, ang pag-uusapan lahat ng mga concerns ng UBRA, ng SINAG, hog raisers and poultry producers in particular. You're saying you were each given 15 minutes to tackle 5 topics. So per topic, 3 minutes lang ang presentation time nyo.
Hindi gano'n lang nangyari actually. Hindi ako dire-diretso. Immediately the President will make a comment or make a discussion. doon pa lang sa El Niño, sumingit na si Presidente. Very active. Naging interactive yung exchange eh. Kaya naging in fairness to yun, extended yung meeting. Naging an hour and a half. Ang unang intention was only 1 hour. May quit yung PMS eh. Pero naging an hour and a half and extended yung discussion. Yung issues ng chicken and pork, merong details na nasa level ng regional diniscuss. Kasi yung sa akin level kasi more on cross-cutting issues concerning all commodities. Halimbawa, water, yung El Niño, smuggling. Of course, merong yung data, puros cross-cutting yan. Pero ang naging medyo detalyado na lang na na-assign sa akin yung the need to review the rice tariffication law, yung executive orders bringing down the tariffs of pork, rice, and corn, and then yung discussion on the trade remedies. Actually, ang nangyari sa akin, parang addition, subtraction na lang ako dun sa PowerPoint presentation na ginawa nila. Kasi late din binigay sa akin, Thursday na binigay sa akin, Monday yung meeting. And in between Thursday and Monday, sabi, ang daming tumatawag sa akin, may mga gustong isingit yung kanilang, understandably, yung kanilang issues. I have to keep on explaining. I only had 15 minutes to discuss very broad issues on for the sector.
Okay, matanong ko lang, Bong. What was your impression of the President's level of awareness? Kasi nasulat ko naman sa column ko, bilang Presidente at Secretary of Agriculture, ay naku po, intelligence fund lang, dami na niyang makukuha at tao na matatap to find out what is the state of affairs for poultry and hog raisers. Doon sa inyong meeting, were you given the impression na aware siya, na alam niya yung mga pinagdadaanan ng mga hog raiser at saka poultry producers?
In fairness to him, una-una, when you compare him to some of his predecessors, malalim yung commitment niya na long-term kailangan production, local production, and he understands yung nangyari, yung history ng sector. Kasi since we got into WTO, 28 years na nililibing ng buhay yung agricultural sector ng mga ekonomista. And although he is very polite, he never points at anyone. He understands yung problem na it has to be local production. Ang nangyari, puros importation ang nangyari. And in fact, at one point, he was even saying, ito yung sinasabi na namin ni Rosendo, yung importation, yung sinasabi kasi ng mga ekonomista, importation will solve cartels. Will break local cartels. In actual experience, tingnan mo sa sibuyas and maraming commodities, kahit sa rice, sinabi nga niya na sa halip na bumaba ang presyo, ay pataas pa. Kasi sinabi ko sa kanya, I pointed out, based on the data ng DA Bantay Presyo, mas mataas na ngayon sa palengke ang imported na bigas kaysa sa local na bigas. Sabi ko, it defeats the purpose of the rice tariffication law. Ang nangyayari, sa halip na hilahin pababa ng importer ng imported rice yung presyo ng retail, ay siya naghihila pataas.
Okay.
Kanya walang nangyari dyan sa RTL na yan.
Okay, so Engineer Rosendo o Casendo, anong reaction mo? I'm sure nakapag-usap na kayo ni Atty. Bong Inciong. It's good to know that the President is aware. The question is, if iaasa mo sa 1 hour 30-minute meeting, walang mangyayari in terms of representation, redress of grievances. Anong reaction mo for all of this, Casendong?
Yeah, I think we have to set another meeting, the livestock and poultry, para at least maka-concentrate dun sa sector, no? Kasi alam ko naman yung agri very malawak masyado, and ang malaking problema kasi is yung tubig ngayon or kung makita mo dun sa daily na news is yung tubig. Kaya siguro dun naka-concentrate ang ating presidente dahil yung food security natin, no, yung bigas. Siyempre kung bumaba yung production natin, lalaki na naman yung import. Sito yung import natin last year we reached around 3.7 million metric tons. Ibig sabihin almost 74 million taban. In which 5 years ago we are just importing around 1.5 million metric tons or 30 million na kaban. So almost 2.something% ang double yung importation natin. So pero ang maganda naman, ang direction ng ating Pangulo is ang sinabi niya towards local production. And nung umupo siya, sabi naman natin sa kanya na hindi kaya in the year, no, na mabalik ka agad kasi yung past administration, ang direction is importation talaga. Yung direction ng NEDA is magpasok. So talagang bugbog sarado ang industry, hindi lang yung itong rice, pork, and chicken, no? And ang inaano lang natin, ang gusto natin sabihin din, look at the rice, no? Yung NEDA sinasabi na kung ibukas natin yung rice sa other countries, bababa yung presyo. Pero in which hindi nangyari, no? Lalong tumaas ang presyo kasi alam nila na kailangan natin yung bigas dito sa ating bansa. So itataas lang ng exporting countries, and maski binaba nila yung tariff ng Pakistan, India, tumaas din yung presyo ng India and Pakistan. So kung kailangan ng Pilipinas, itataas talaga nila. So mas importante talaga yung local production, na in which we think na yung direction ng ating Pangulo dapat sundan, no, ng mga undersecretary niya.
Okay, yeah. Speaking of that, Attorney Bong, I'm sure no nagpunta kayo sa Malacanang, kahit pa paano meron na kayong dalang mga folder kasi hindi hahaba ang usapan. Sinubmit nyo na in advance mga suggested solutions na the President could consider or adopt. Meron bang mga solutions from the part of the sector which the President openly said in the meetings, okay yan, gawin natin yan?
Number one dyan, yung inspection area sa customs, sa first border facility, yung SEPA na tinatawag.
Yung sinabi kanina ni Kasendong.
Very categorical yung commitment niya. Isa sa Luzon, isa sa Visayas, isa sa Mindanao. Pero may struggle yan, may resistance sa baba. Kasi si President Duterte, December 2019, binigyan na ng pera si Secretary Darnon. Wala nangyari. Kanya may labanan pa rin yan. Pero at least ngayon, napakaliwanag at the level of the President, kailangan magkaroon ng inspection area. Kasi
where is the resistance, Attorney Bong? Kilala kita, matapang kang mama, diretso ka magsalita. Where is the resistance? Is it at the BAI? Is it at the National Meat Inspection leadership? Or is it regional among governors?
Noong una, si Secretary Tal. Hawak na niya pera, hindi pa niya pinanindigan unforgivable yun doon sa mga namatayan ng napakaraming baboy. Okay. Ngayon, at this level, we are very cautious kasi marami pa rin tao dyan ako personal ang tingin ko, marami ang compromise sa lower levels ng dyan sa BAI, dyan sa NMIS. Kasi sila nakikipag-ugnayan sa mga importer Kanya hindi mo maiwasan na sa katulad namin ni Sendo na magdududa. Kanya
pero mapapara ba nila yung first, ano, tawag mo dyan, first, yung inspection center?
Inspection area.
Oh,
Unang-una dyan, doon pa lang sa paghanap kung saan ilalagay, pwedeng i-dribble eh.
pero hindi ba private sector yan? I remember you and Sendo, and Engineer Sendo, di ba noon pa sinasabi nyo na may binigay na kayong 10 hectares?
Doon pa lang may diskusyon yan eh.
Yeah.
Sige, Sendo, ikaw muna.
Yan. Ito, no, so far, ang binigay natin na site dati is Subic, no? Dahil wala silang mahanap na area and sinabi natin kay former SBMA chairman si Isma na kung pwede maglagay dun sa Subic. Na in which nagkaroon ng MOU dun sa Subic pero hindi na tayo, no? Ang problema pa yung rental almost 3 million na hindi nila nabayaran dahil hindi na umpisahan, no? So, ang naisip natin is magbigay na lang ang private sector ng area para wala nang problema. Dahil ang sinasabi nila, yung port of entry, wala silang yard na malalagay. Kasi you need a 10 hectares area to place those cargo. Walang ganun ang mga port, no? Kinausap nila yung MICP. Ang MICP, 200 square meter lang ang pwedeng maibigay. So, ang naisip natin is sa Bulacan, dahil may area doon na pwedeng ibigay na pahiram sa ating government without cost, yung inspection area. Dalawa kasi ito, yung inspection area will be constructed by private. And the second area, yung testing is constructed by itong government. So dalawang MOU ang kailangan doon. And yung inspection area, ang private sector will have an office on the location. And it is controlled by DA kasi hindi controlled ng itong custom. So, custom will have an office din doon sa area. So, at least, yung private sector nandoon, makakakuha ng data, open sa lahat. Media kung pupunta, pwede rin mapunta yung area. So, at least, open sa lahat. And very transparent. Yun ang nakikita
So in other words, dahil it's going to be, Attorney Bong, dahil kita lahat, mawawala ng kita yung mga kriminal.
Yes. There is resistance. The mere fact na isang taon na si Presidente Marcos hindi pa makakita kung saan ilalagay, maliwanag yung resistance. Tapos magkakaroon ng diskusyon yan sa sinasabi ni Sendo na may private sector, hindi public land yung hindi government land yung lalagyan. Yun ang narinig ko na may mahaba yan kasi ito. Although, malaking bagay na ni-reiterate ni Pangulong Marcos yung commitment. Yan yung pakaliwanag na commitment niya. Kasi you cannot address unfair trade and smuggling without that inspection area together with a data system and in accordance with ACMA, yung section 38 to 45. Yung National Information Network. And the President also, I think to show na kung na serious siya, may binanggit siya yung pre-inspection. Although yung people like me and Sendo, si Sendo nga nagbanggit sa akin nito, yung bulk cargo ngayon ay meron ng pre-inspection and kanya lang volume lang, walang presyo. Parang SGS nung araw yan, if you remember kasi ito, nung panahon ni Paraino. I don't think panacea o marami pa rin kailangan tingnan dyan sa pre-inspection. Although the President, ang tingin kong mindset, you do something different to disrupt. Maaring yun ang mindset ng President.
Manong Cito, bali, ang good news is ang office ng presidente will contact us today, si Chia, no? Nag-usap kami ni presidente, sabi niya, si Chia magko-coordinate para at least yung groundbreaking tsaka yung MOU magawa dun sa Bulacan, no? Between 15 to 20. And I'm expecting their call today para at least maumpisahan. So,
Okay.
ito is kung makahanap ng government ng another place after this one, open ang private sector, no? Ibig sabihin, ito temporary, at least ma-check natin yung mga produkto, no? Mapapasok sa isang area, ma-check natin kaysa wala, no? Kasi ang problema talaga is renewable kung sa government business, no? And yung sa Cebu, sa Cebu, we also give a place kung gusto nila. Pero kung meron silang area, sila rin ang gagawa. Pero, ibig sabihin, may place na. And welcome development ito kay Presidente, kaya gusto niya, between 15 to 20, maumpisan ito.
Okay, let's go for a quick break, gentlemen. And pagbalik natin, pag-usapan natin agad, bakit hindi pwedeng kayo, yung mga nasa sektor, ang magmando ng mga facility na yan? Because meron nga tayo mga unsolicited bid para sa mga airports natin sa Cebu, sa NAIA. We have, even the President has mentioned na dapat ipamanage na lang yung NAIA to a private group. Why not sa Agri? We'll be right back here on Agenda. Okay, we're down to our final 7 minutes with our guest, Attorney Bong Inciong and Engineer Rosendo, so both representing the agriculture sector. Kasendo, you mentioned that, Engineer Rosendo, you said na meron ng lupa scheduled for groundbreaking between July, 15 ba yun?
To 20. Yeah.
Oh, between July 15 to 20.
Bali, ang fina-finalize na lang is gusto kasi ng DA mauna yung MOU, hindi kasabay yung groundbreaking.
Mhm.
Ang gusto namin, sabay yung groundbreaking tsaka MOU dahil yung private sector, kung masign yung MOU, kailangan mag-start na mag-construct. So, kailangan nandun na rin yung groundbreaking. Yesterday, ang sinabi, wala daw soil testing. Sabi ko, soil testing, tinest na yung area. So may soil testing private sector na pwedeng. So ang ano natin is dapat sabay na yung MOU tsaka groundbreaking.
Okay, so si kami ni Attorney Bong ganon na lang, iiling-ilig na lang kami. So apparently kung ayaw, isang daang dahilan. Pag gusto, pwedeng gumawa ng paraan. Now, Attorney Bong, what else did the President seem to be? Kasi sabi mo, the President, the good sign is he is for supporting local production. In what manner did he express any ideas, plans on how he intends to get local production going? Kasi yan ang bukang bibig ng mga tiga-DA. Ang tanong ng iba saan? Paano?
Ang very significant yung he's open to and he will support an amendment to the rice tarification law. Ibalik yung price stabilization function ng NFA. That is significant. Kasi yung rice tarification law na designed by NEDA went to an extreme na lahat puro supposedly market forces na, wala nang role ang gobyerno when it comes to prices. That is wrong. Tayo lang ang ganun. In most other countries, pagkain, may role ang gobyerno sa presyo. Sa Indonesia nga, talagang nasa commanding heights ang gobyerno pagdating lalo na sa staples. Si Presidente, he will support an amendment to the rice tarification law. Ibabalik yung karamihan, yung origin, ang sabi nga niya, yung original functions ng NFA. Ang comment ko may maraming salamat po ganoong Pangulo. Yung common criticism dyan kasi, corrupt daw yung NFA. Sabi ko, at least yung sa NFA, pag corrupt, may chance na tanggalin mo man lang. Dito ngayon sa nangyayari, kuray mo, binigyan mo ng tariff cut, you subsidize the importers. Ang design is supposedly, ang dapat na resulta, bababa yung presyo, mas mababa ang imported. Lumabas mas mahal sila ngayon . Ano ibig sabihin nun? Rent seeking.
Okay, now my question is, Rosendo and Attorney Bong, yung bang mga sinasabi nating party list representatives, yung mga pro-agriculture congressmen, meron ba silang ginagawa towards that end? Kasi habang kayong dalawa at saka si Mr. San Diego ba yun at and others sa sector ay talagang lumalantad, parang nanahimik yung ating mga congressmen and party list representatives.
Yeah, kasi ito, bali, kasama naman ang abono party list and AGAP sa SINAG . So, they are helping us, dun sa part of Congress para maayos yung amendment ng batas. And ang problema kasi dun sa NFA dati nung nagkaroon ng hearing before is yung nabanggit ng member din ng SINAG si Joji Ko ng rice pero walang NFA price. Ibig sabihin, riniribag kasi ito ng mga NFA. So yun ang negosyo na nangyayari sa NFA.
So in other words, gagalaw yung mga party list representatives at saka mga pro-agri congressmen. Okay.
Yes.
Now, pasensya na kasi we're down to our last 2 minutes. Attorney Bong, in other words, while na-address yung tungkol sa inspection areas, laboratory, na-address itong sa NFA, walang nangyari o hindi napag-usapan yung over-importation at saka yung tungkol sa ASF.
Hindi. Ang impression ko kasi the President is very cautious on the issue of importation. Kasi nga, ang minana niyang sitwasyon, maraming kulang kasi pinabayaan nga yung sektor. Kahit ako, nag-iingat din ako kasi baka pag hiningi namin na stop importation tapos biglang nagtaas ang presyo, very unaffordable, magbabackfire yan sa sektor ng halimbawa sa manok At baka hindi na kami makabangon in terms of advocacy. Kasi discredited ka na. Humingi ka ng no to importation. Hindi mo pala kayang panindigan. Kanya may proseso yan. Hindi kaagad-agad, and I can understand the position of the President.
Okay. Now, Kasendo, last question to you. Regarding yung sa ASF vaccines, you read my column today, and sabi ko maraming request yung mga hog raisers, lalo na yung 65% supplier of pork na backyard, dapat ibigay ng libre yung ASF vaccine. Ano ang point of view nyo regarding that?
Yes, ang tingin natin is dapat talagang tested yan kasi kung tayo mag-approve ng vaccine dito tapos hindi pa na-approve ng Vietnam, medyo may doubt tayo, no? Bakit ito is i-approve natin dito sa ating bansa before yung kasi ito Cito is live itong live vaccine ito, no? Ang tinatakot ng industry is baka ito matest dito lalo mag-spread dito sa area, no? So dapat ayusin mabuti muna kung ito ba pwede talaga or so more testing ang hinihingi natin.
Yeah, okay. So, Kasendong and also Attorney Bong, thank you very much. I was really hoping for more substance from the meeting. Pero sabi nga, magpasalamat tayo na kahit papano napakinggan, kahit papano may pangako na naman at tingnan natin kung yung pangako ay mapapako o magkakatotoo. Tawagan nyo na lang ako kung magdadala kami ng pala at piko para sa groundbreaking. Thank you, Attorney Bong Inciong and Engineer Rosendo. So, have a good day. God bless you both.
Maraming salamat po. Magandang araw.
Okay, let's now go to our closing prayer for the day, for the week. It comes from the book of Isaiah, chapter 58, verse 10. And the promise of the Lord is, if you feed the hungry and help those in trouble, then your light will shine out from the darkness, and the darkness around you will be as bright as noon. God bless all of you. Thank you for joining us here on Agenda. Pakisali po kami sa inyong prayers, and please keep it here on One News.